of water versus air. It heats up and cools off a lot slower than the air does. Here is the heat, though. We are talking nearly 200 million people over the next 3 days seeing their highs above average. We do have some cooler air in the west with our system that's going to be swinging east, but boy, oh boy, all the way into the northeast. Enjoy it while it lasts because we are not finished with the cold. Look at that cold pocket aloft right here. And then there's your heat, 69 degrees all the way up into Minneapolis. And in fact, we could break records or tie records. We'll be close to records. Look at Charlotte and also Nashville, very close to records from 1936. Otherwise, these are records we've seen in the last, I don't like to say it, 10, 20-ish years. I'm not happy to see those being broken so quickly. Here is our forecast today. So 25 degrees above average. You're going to be loving life. Everything's in bloom. But we do have cool air that's going to come in. So it's really kind of a combination, the severe weather, of the southerly flow bringing up the warm air. At the surface, remember, the atmosphere is like a hamburger. You have to look at all layers. Then you have this cold pocket aloft that comes in and causes that instability and that lift and that forcing. And that is going to cause severe weather. Then the jet stream basically flattens out, which typically means you don't have as many storms, but you do have that cooler air through the northern tier for us here. There are spring temperatures on Friday. We're going to go from 15 above to 15 below for us here. There's that sting that I mentioned. We're going to get in Cincinnati where we're going to drop 20 degrees from today into our Saturday. These are our highs, not our lows, by the way. This might be deceiving. It's like, oh, yeah, it's going to be 50 in the morning. No, that's going to be in the afternoon. Sunday morning, we will be at or below freezing even for some of us here into the northern tier. So we're not quite finished with the cool air, Jordan.
All right, let's go overseas now as we get you guys.
Well, America's Morning Headquarters has you covered all morning long. Meteorologist Jen Carfagno is here with a look at what's coming up at 9 a.m. It's like another week, another severe weather threat.
I know, and this week things are ramping up. As you guys know, we've been talking about
it.
Yeah.
And they were saying that it's so warm. Everyone's complaining that it's going to be too warm for it. But this particular person was like, it's perfect for me.
Yeah, well, it really depends, I think, here. If you're a spectator, if you're
trying to get a PR, the sand and the ocean. It's a twofer.
And it looks like he was controlling it. Because I was wondering if it was going to be like, your automatic vacuum that you have at the house that just like can't figure itself out. I'm like, dude, you've been doing the circle forever. Like, go this way. And at least this thing, it's like, no, it's got someone to help in and out.
Maybe they should make the ones that you have in your home, because they have ones that can mop. They have ones that can vacuum.
Oh, I haven't seen the moppers.
Yeah, they have moppers
nice.
too. It's like squirts a little thing and does it. But maybe it does need the remote control. I mean, I get the reason you're just supposed to put it on, like set it and forget it type of a thing. But I think a remote control might be fun.
Even for
the kids, that could be the kids.
Well, I was going to say, it's the cheaper version. I went with the kids route thinking that they would mop and vacuum. That doesn't happen. So you might as well go with a cheaper route and try this method.
But I think we're starting to see these pop up in a lot of beaches. Because wasn't there one in Fort Lauderdale, Miami that we showed on the show a while ago? Yeah, so we'll probably start to see these in more places. And data from the project will also help expose the sources and pathways of plastic litter and pollution on the island and the Detroit River.
It's just weird. We're going to have to come to like, okay, there are robots everywhere.
I know.
Right? Delivery robots, cleaning robots, flying, hovering robots. All right, our second story here. 4 designers came up with the
front there when they're doing driving.
And since Metallica is doing it, I could see so many other bands jumping on board.
Because Metallica is so cool. They're like the epitome of cool.
Metallica was, right. It's like, oh man, if they're doing it, maybe I should do it too.
Yeah, it would be a good influence because a lot of people do look up to them and put them on a pedestal and, one of the greatest rock bands out there. And so they're doing so much good. And this is probably just the beginning of it because we've heard so many new innovations at these concerts with the people on the floor dancing and gathering that energy, right? Remember there was like a bike at one of these concerts that was...
as you're bike pedaling, it like powers the lights.
It was powering When's
the last concert you went to? I haven't been in a minute.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Went to Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah, you didn't see when I was in Fredericksburg.
No, that's so cool. They played there?
They played in Fredericksburg.
That was my first concert ever as a kid.
Really?
The Goo Goo Dolls. Yes.
Yeah. Well, they still got it. I'll tell you that much. It was really, really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, next sound pattern. Giraffes taking on. I said they were playing.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to go.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It was outside. There weren't a ton of people. It was a great show.
I know. I've seen them twice.
When's the last concert you went to?
It's been a year.
And what was it? 9. tonight. Did you see how, our faces,
reminded me of
how
the Lion
thick
King
that...
when Timon and Pumbaa are teaching Simba how to eat bugs, and it's one of those things.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to bite into that. I'd have to do it all in one thing.
Well, you guys might have heard of PFAS.
Yeah.
They're dangerous chemicals that are basically known to cause cancer and other serious illness. So where are the chemicals coming from? And basically, ultimately, what can we do to limit their impact on our bodies, on us?
Pattern Climate Science producer Ali Van Fleet tells us everything we need to know about PFAS.
What started off?
Yeah.
I think what freaks me out about this the most is that there's all these things that we cannot see making us that sick.
Yep.
You know, like people don't think, they think your nonstick pans are fine. I just said to my husband this weekend something like, all this stuff that we're laying on has, chemicals sprayed on it to stop fires or, so that... Clothes, and it's all touching our biggest organ.
And it seems like, I don't know if this is with everybody, it seems like the older I get, the more I'm having symptoms of this stuff. And I don't know if it's because I'm just getting older or if there's like more stuff in this stuff, right? Whether it's a skin reaction, whether it's food. I'm like, I've never had problems with that food before, but now I do. Yeah. I'm just noticing it more.
Well, last week, the EPA announced the first ever PFAS standards for drinking water. It affects 100 million people.
Goody.
Yeah.
Let's get a weather update with Felicia. Hey, Felicia.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to bring a little light and sunshine to this. If you're wanting some of that warm weather, maybe you want to get outside and enjoy summer-like several days that we have this heat sticking around. So if you weren't quite ready for summer yet,
feeling like it.
But don't get too attached to it because by Friday,
it's going to get cold again.
Yeah, it is for this weekend. That is true. Felicia, thank you. Here's what's next on Pattern. A tall order for these giraffes.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, you would think the world's tallest animal has it made in the shade, but even this mighty giraffe can't escape climate change.
I got a first-hand look at how they're adapting while visiting Texas, of all places. Tomorrow on Pattern, the man who created long neck manor shares his lifelong career in animal. Story, we went down to the ground level to give you even more perspective of exactly how tall they are.
Okay.
Well, Jordan nudged me during that package and said, "Look at Felicia."
Your reaction to that story was hilarious.
What? How was I reacting?
Your face was kind of like,
what is going on here?
I was kind of weather conditions. So, guys, we're definitely going to be watching that. And then, of course, Woo's coming up next, and they're going to talk more about that storm threat.
All right, Felicia, thank you for that. All right, so we do have Woo TV that is coming up right after this.
And your giraffe story is going to be with us tomorrow.
Yeah, and there is more than that. We also went to a rhinory, so you're going to learn about wine and climate and weather and rhinos in Texas.
What? Okay, so if you had to choose, hanging out with rhinos?
Ooh, the giraffe.
The giraffe?
Yeah, they were super friendly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See ya.
Excuse me.